Monsieur l'ambassadeur, je vous remercie d'abord de nous recevoir pour cet entretien fait par le média Kéros. Dans des temps aussi graves, il nous semblait véritablement important de pouvoir avoir votre point de vue sur la situation actuelle. Nous allons aborder énormément de thèmes dans le temps qui nous est imparti, mais j'aimerais d'abord que vous vous présentiez succinctement.
Thank you very much for having me. My name is Sayyid Muhammad Ali Robatjazi. I'm ambassador of Islamic Republic of Iran to Belgium, as well as Luxembourg and the European Union as well.
Vous étiez chef du département du désarmement et du contrôle des armements, ce qui est une position intéressante actuellement. Est-ce que vous pouvez un peu nous parler de votre expérience en tant que chef de ce département?
It was an interesting experience. I started my career in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Iran in the disarmament office. So I had the chance from the beginning to become familiar with hard politics, with a hard political issue. I had the chance to participate in United Nations Disarmament Fellowship. That's a program to educate young diplomats about disarmament and the role of disarmament in international peace and security. I found in my education that, disarmament can serve peace and security, international peace and security. We have instruments, treaties that regulate, that restrict or aims to eliminate certain types of weapons. Some of those treaties and instruments have contributed to international peace and security. But I also found later on during my career that not all the players comply with their obligation under those international instruments regarding disarmament, unfortunately in recent years big powers, particularly United States and some of its allies, are undermining the value and the credibility of such disarmament instruments. So that is my experience from working in disarmament area.
Justement, c'est intéressant à entendre puisque vous parlez de paix, de sécurité, de désarmement, et la plupart des pays occidentaux vous considèrent comme une menace. Quelle est votre relation justement avec ces pays occidentaux et la Belgique plus particulièrement pour l'instant et les institutions européennes?
Good questions. We have diplomatic relations with Belgium since 136 years ago. So it's a long historical diplomatic relation. In any diplomatic relation, there is ups and downs. This moment, I can describe that the position of the Belgian government, which is a coalition government, is not friendly toward Iran. The declaration of the government, declaration of position of the government contains some unfriendly elements toward Iran. They do not contribute to promotion of relation between Iran and Belgium. They are mainly focused on pressure, I understand that this declaration was the result of a compromise, give and take, but it is quite clear that some elements in the Belgian government who favor pressure rather than diplomacy, sanction rather than engagement, have played a role in devising such unfriendly policy. But governments come and go. So states will remain. Iran and Belgium will remain. We're a civilization. We have a long history. Belgium also has a long history. So we hope for good, and we work as Iran for improving a relation with Belgium, and we value this. We value as embassy. We try to work toward that end. With regard to European Union, again, our relation with the EU is strained due to several reasons. We have differences of views, but we have kept open channel of communication between us. It's regrettable to see that EU has adopted a double standard approach toward international law when it comes to Iran. It has miscalculated. It has adopted a policy that is mainly subordinate to US policy. It has not adopted an independent policy toward Iran. And we have always tried to encourage European Union to adopt an independent policy toward Iran. We and Europe are living in a side by side. US is far away from our continent.
Justement, vous parlez d'une double approche. On voit des pays comme les États-Unis, Israël, qui ne respectent pas le droit international. Qu'est-ce que ça dit pour vous, tout cela, de la question du droit international?
It's unfortunate to see that the US, which claims to be the leader of Western world, is undermining international law intentionally, and they do not hide it that even President Trump is not shy away from saying that they don't care about international law, they don't care about United Nations or the UN Charter. And because of this position, and they have enabled Israel to commit genocide in Gaza, to destroy a lot of civilian infrastructure, residential area, around 90% of residential areas and civilian infrastructure in Gaza, killing 70,000 people, wounding many others. But if the international law is not applied, the law of jungle and the law of strongest will be defining rule, and in that law the use of violence and war and aggression becomes customary, ordinary and normal, and that's not in the interest of European countries. That's not in the interest of small and medium-sized countries like Belgium, like Iran. So international law and application of international law without discrimination is very important. That's why we are against a violation of international law.
Justement, l'une des justifications de la guerre qu'on entend en Occident, en Europe, même en Belgique, avec les déclarations de Bart de Wever, ça serait de la libération de votre peuple qui serait soumis à un diktat. Qu'est-ce que vous leur répondez à ceux qui disent ça?
That's only, as you mentioned, a justification. They cannot liberate anybody by bombing. They cannot bring democracy or human rights or peace and development to any country by bombing its infrastructure, killing civilians, destroying civilian infrastructure or industrial base of country. So the US and Israel do not care about the right of Iranian people. They attacked us. They have launched this illegal aggression because Iran has not surrendered to their illegal demands. And they want Iran to accept the dominance of Israel in the region, to accept the hegemony of US in the Middle East, to abandon its right under a non-proliferation treaty. We have right to peaceful uses of nuclear energy under NPT. They cannot tolerate an independent Iran which supports resistance groups that are against aggression and occupation in Palestine. So these are the reasons, the real reasons for launching this illegal aggression against us, but they have miscalculated. Iran is a powerful country. The whole nation now is around the flag, has rallied around the flag. They are against foreign aggression. They don't think that US will bring freedom for them or independence for them or development. They know very well Israel. Israel has not been able to bring peace and development for Palestinians. They have denied consistently the right of Palestinians to self-determination, and Israel sees war, aggression as elements for governance in their ideology, in their policy. So nobody in Iran believes that US and Israel care about Iranian people, or it's up to Americans to explain or to Chinese to comment on this issue. But war against Iran, attacking Iran, destabilizing Iran and destabilizing the Persian Gulf is not going to serve the interest of many countries, including China, including European countries.
Justement, vous parliez du nucléaire civil. Le Premier ministre Benjamin Netanyahou évoque depuis le début des années 90 que votre pays serait une menace et toujours à quelques semaines d'obtenir l'arme nucléaire. Qu'est-ce que vous répondez à ce discours qui vous présente de manière permanente comme une menace nucléaire pour le reste du monde?
Iran is member of the Non-Proliferation Treaty, and we have committed not to seek nuclear weapon based on that treaty, and we have complied with our commitment. We have made it clear that we don't see nuclear weapons to serve our interest. So we are against nuclear weapons. But Netanyahu is a warmonger. Netanyahu is repeating his claim that for 3 decades, for the past 30 years, that Iran is on the verge of acquiring nuclear weapons within next week, next month, next year, and we don't have, as Iran, we have no nuclear weapons. The IAEA, the UN agency responsible for verification and monitoring of nuclear activities of members of the NPT, are in Iran. They have conducted various verification. They never have said that Iran is seeking nuclear weapons. So Netanyahu, as I said, and the other warmongers in his regime seek to destroy Iran because they see Iran as a barrier, as a strong barrier against the hegemonic tendencies and hegemonic policies of Israel in the Middle East. I think all of the world, all those who have fair views can understand that Netanyahu is a liar, like President Trump, who is a great liar, and these two liars are taking the whole world to a dangerous point.
Donc pour vous, leur position est géopolitique, politique. Ils veulent conquérir le Proche, le Moyen-Orient, et n'a rien à voir avec une question de sécurité par rapport au nucléaire militaire.
That's true. That's true. Look, contrary to the hypothetical claims by Israeli regime and its leaders, I want to draw your attention to realities on the ground. Since the inception of the Israeli regime, they have attacked all of their neighbors. They have attacked even countries beyond their neighborhood. They have consistently denied the right of Palestinians for self-determination. They have, Israel is the biggest obstacle for the establishment of a Palestinian state. They have been against any diplomatic initiative to peace in the Middle East. And they have worked against any diplomatic solution for Iran nuclear issues. They worked very hard to destroy Iran nuclear deal called JCPOA that was concluded between Iran and US, Russia, China, 3 European countries, and solve the issue and the differences, and assured them that there will be no nuclear weapons and that sanctions will be lifted against Iran. This regime possess nuclear weapons clandestinely, is not party to the NPT, is not party to the Biological Weapons Convention, which prohibits use of biological weapons, is not party to the Chemical Weapons Convention, which prohibits the use of production and retention of chemical weapons. So Israel clearly poses a threat to regional peace and security, and beyond that to international peace and security. And that's very dangerous for our region.
Si je vous entends, donc c'est plutôt Israël qui serait, les États-Unis, des États terroristes, mais dans les médias mainstream, on entend que l'Iran est un État terroriste qui finance des groupuscules terroristes, qui finance le Hezbollah, le Hamas, les Houthis.
That's an allegation. That's a baseless allegation. Funding terrorism or acts of terrorism, supporting acts of terrorism, has no place in Iran's foreign policy. We are against terrorism in all its forms and manifestation. Resistance groups have not in the region who are resisting against Israeli occupation and Israeli aggression are not designated as terrorist group by the United Nations. None of them. We are proud of supporting resistance groups that help their nations to stand against Israeli occupation and aggression. But that is not that does not mean supporting terrorism. When you look at the actual action, you see that it is Israel that commits acts of terrorism against nuclear scientists of Iran and other countries in the region, and they do not hide it. It's Israel that commits acts of terrorism and assassination against political leaders, which embody the sovereignty of countries, and they do not hide it. It is Israel that commits terrorism against Palestinian people by terrorizing them, by carpet bombing them. In Palestine, in Lebanon, in Syria, in other countries, now they are committing terrorism against Iran. So when you look at the realities on the ground, it's quite clear.
Justement, revenons sur l'intervention armée des Américains, des États-Unis et d'Israël depuis le 28 février. Quel est l'état actuellement de l'Iran ? On a entendu des frappes sur des écoles avec des centaines d'écolières qui ont été tuées. Quel est l'état de l'Iran actuellement, ce qu'on peut en dire ?
The US and Israel, in their illegal aggression against Iran, have been targeting civilian and civilian infrastructure from day first. They are not limited to military bases. On the first day of aggression, they attacked a school in the city of Minab in southern of Iran, and they killed, US killed 165 schoolgirls who were aged between 7, 12, 10. The US claims to have the most sophisticated tracking and targeting systems. How come they have made a mistake to attack a school girl, to a school with a Tomahawk missile? That's impossible. That was an indiscriminate, deliberate targeting of civilians. And now they are targeting residential areas in Tehran and in other main cities of Iran. They are targeting industrial bases, and they are committing war crimes and crimes against humanity. This is a complete disregard of international law and international humanitarian law. Their aim was to have regime change in Iran and to attack the political system, the security structure, to make life difficult for Iranians in order to provoke them to stand against the government. But they have made a mistake.
Par rapport au régime, est-ce que vous avez énormément de jeunes diplômés, beaucoup de gens ne le savent pas ici, que ce soit des hommes, des femmes, un nombre très important. Est-ce que vous sentez vous-même un besoin de changement ou d'évolution sociétale? Mais comme vous l'expliquez, c'est pas du tout, c'est un prétexte des États-Unis. Mais vous, dans votre pays, est-ce que vous sentez que les choses doivent changer ou changent?
We, as you mentioned, we have a sizable young generation in our 90 million population. And Iran is not a perfect country, so it's always trying to improve. If you travel to Iran, travel to different cities this year, and go back to Iran several years later, you will see a lot of changes. Iran is changing, Iran is evolving day by day. Since our revolution in 1979, we have changed a lot. We have advanced. We have advanced in education. We have advanced in science and technology. We have advanced in defense sector. We have advanced in building vast civilian infrastructure for public services, and we have evolved in terms of social changes as well. So Iran, like many other countries, need change and reform and constant improvement, and our political leaders have been always driving force for improvement and change and advancement in Iran. And this educated young population have contributed very much to changes and improvements and advancement in Iran. It's quite natural that young generation have particular demands, and it's up to the government to listen to those demands, to adopt policies that respond to those demands. And our government in Iran is doing and is doing exactly the same thing.
Suite à l'assassinat du guide suprême, de votre guide suprême de la République d'Iran, Mojtaba Kamini a pris la relève. Qu'est-ce que vous pouvez dire de sa politique? Qu'est-ce qu'il veut faire pour le pays dans une situation de guerre catastrophique? Comment il voit la suite?
The Islamic Republic of Iran has a constitution. And the constitution, according to the constitution, the leader of the country has a specific duties to discharge. The representatives of people and the experts, the so-called experts or assembly of experts, they review the candidates and they choose who is fit for leadership. And they do this, I believe, regardless of the normal categorization of conservative, reformist, right, left. The leader is the leader of the whole nation, like the father of the nation. That's how we view at the role of leadership, and I'm sure that our new supreme leader is no different and is not acting differently. We have a constitutions, and that's we have objectives and goals, and those objectives and goals will be followed by the new leadership. We don't expect US or some Western countries who always follow US to talk in favorable terms regarding Iran. You know, by revolution in 1975, the nation toppled a dictatorship that was completely dependent on US and West in his policies, in conduct of government. So we expelled US from our country. That's why US is angry about the Islamic Republic of Iran and about Iran. They don't want to admit that the nation has a democratic, has adopted a democratic system. Iran is a religious country, a very religious country. The dictator, the Shah, was working against Islam in Iran. He wanted to westernize completely Iran. He put a lot of pressure on Islamic institutions and Islamic scholarship, and the nation was against this. So after the revolution, the nation chose to have an Islamic republic, a mix of democratic rules and values, in addition to Islamic teachings and rules. So in our constitution, we have election. People elect directly the president. People elect their representative for parliament. People elect their representative for city councils. And people also elect representatives, around 88 representatives, and those representatives who are called experts have duty to choose leader. So our political system is based on the desire of the people and the nation, and they elect their representatives, and that is why, and that is the point of strength of the Islamic Republic of Iran. And in West, they cannot understand this point. And that's why they miscalculate. They believe a protest means the whole nation doesn't like the political system, because they don't want to pay attention to realities. They listen to some Iranian opposition elements that are living in West. They don't look at the realities on the ground in Iran. And that is the secret of our resilience in the past half century. Despite all these pressures, we have made great progress in our strive.
Quand je vous entends, je comprends qu'en fait, les Occidentaux, et notamment les Belges, ne connaissent pas votre pays, et que selon vous, on a une image totalement faussée de l'Iran ici.
Yes, one reason is the mainstream media. Unfortunately, the mainstream media in the West, you know, who are behind those medias. We value freedom of expression, but I have found that in the West, it's rare to find freedom of expression. Even those media that have independence or want to produce an independent narrative, balanced narrative for their audience, they are under pressure and they are isolated, or they receive allegation of being the supporter of that country or this country or that regime or this regime. So this is one problem. Another problem is that lack of respect for the independent country that have different views with European or Western countries. It is important for international peace and security that when we have differences of views, instead of resorting to pressure and sanction and isolation, we talk with each other and engage with each other to understand each other's position better. The third element is that Iran, as I mentioned several times during my interview, has stood against wrong policies of the US in Middle East region. And we have said no to those wrong policies. We have not surrendered and we have resisted against those policies. And the US, which its president believes should have an empire, cannot tolerate it. Their previous presidents were trying to orchestrate and organize their policies and opposition against Iran in a different way. This president doesn't have any rule or any respect for international law or rules, or doesn't have any principles, so he's very raw in stating his objectives against Iran. It's not only about Iran. Look at the US policy regarding Venezuela, a country that was striving to be independent in Latin America. Look at Cuba. They label Cuba as a sponsor of terrorism. It's a political label. They put pressure on Cuba, and the US president says, I will have Cuba and I will do whatever I want to Cuba. So the reason for this animosity, this extent of animosity in the West and in the US against Iran is Iran's resistance against hegemonic policies of the US and West. Like it or not, the US lobby and Israel lobby in your country, in European countries, are strong.
Vous parlez de Cuba, du Venezuela. Quelle est votre position sur ce qui se passe en Russie, Ukraine, et quelles sont les relations avec la Russie pour l'instant, entre la Russie et l'Iran?
With regard to Russia, we enjoy a good relationship with Russia. We are neighbor with Russia, and we are going to be neighbor forever with Russia. So a priority of Iran's foreign policy is to have a good neighborly relation. So that's a priority. We have tried to improve relation with all of our neighbors, including Russia. With regard to the war in Ukraine, from the beginning we made it clear that we do not support war. We are against war, and we want peaceful settlement of a dispute. We made it clear that we are against destruction of civilian infrastructure and the killing of civilians. And we went beyond. Unlike European countries that you can see their double standard approach when the US and Israeli regime attack us, we said that we respect the sovereignty of Ukraine, and we believe the sovereignty of Ukraine should be respected. We said that we respect the political independence of Ukraine, and these are meaningful principles. Iran is a country of principle. That's why we have been consistent in defending principles that are enshrined in the UN Charter. But at the same time, we have pointed out that the root causes of the conflict in Ukraine is expansion of NATO toward Russia, and Russia was quite clear in its opposition against expansion of NATO toward its borders, and they tried to engage diplomatically to solve this problem. The West and the US didn't listen, and the US dragged Ukraine and European countries to this war.
On entend depuis quelques semaines parler d'un détroit que la plupart des Occidentaux ne connaissaient pas, le détroit d'Ormuz. Sa fermeture, selon vous, est-elle la bonne solution? Et qu'est-ce que vous pensez que ça va avoir comme répercussion, notamment sur l'Europe et la Belgique, en termes économiques?
The Strait of Hormuz is not closed, or at least we have not closed the Strait of Hormuz. As Iran, we respect the principle of freedom to navigation and safety and security of maritime activity. We are a seafaring country, so we know the value of freedom of navigation. And we have acted as protector of security in the Strait of Hormuz for many years. But what has happened recently is US, Israel have launched an illegal aggression against our sovereignty, Iran's sovereignty, against Iran's territorial integrity. And this aggression has created a dangerous security situation for Iran and for the region and for the freedom of navigation in the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz. what has happened is that we have declared that transit through the Strait of Hormuz should not be misused against the sovereignty and security of Iran, and those ships that belong to enemy or those who support the enemy cannot transit through the Strait of Hormuz. But other countries and those ships that belong to countries that are not participating in aggression or supporting the aggression against Iran can pass through the Strait of Hormuz, but they need coordination, they need to observe certain protocols for their safety and security. With regard to the second part of the question, the US has those countries, those 22 countries that you mentioned. I don't think that they are forming a coalition to come to the Strait of Hormuz. Those countries must think first whether they want to escalate or de-escalate, whether they want to fuel tension or they want to keep away from aiding US-Israel in their aggression against Iran. If they are not participating in or supporting the aggression, they can easily coordinate with Iran for their ships to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. This includes every country. What we see is that some of the countries in Europe have clearly said they provide bases and logistical support to US forces in attacking Iranian targets. So we take into account all these elements and realities.
Pour terminer, comment vous percevez la suite, à la fois pour votre pays, l'Iran, mais d'un point de vue mondial? Et est-ce que vous auriez un message pour ceux qui vont nous entendre et les Occidentaux de manière générale?
War does not serve the interest of anybody. Wars bring death and destruction, and they impact heavily the life of civilians. This war and the consequences of this war will not be limited to Iran, Persian Gulf countries. It will go beyond, it has gone beyond the Persian Gulf countries. So I think that any country that values international law, that is against aggression, should call for cessation of attack and aggression against Iran, say no to war, like what the brave leadership in Spain did, and made it quite clear that they say no to war, and call for de-escalation. This is an important element in ending the war. My message to Belgium is that I have lived in Belgium for 2 years. I know that majority of people are against war, are against aggression and occupation, are in favor of respecting international law and respecting sovereignty of states and the right of people to self-determination. They need to voice their opposition to war. They need to speak out against participation in activities or in coalition that would only escalate the situation in Persian Gulf, and they need to speak out against those warmonger elements and that have a government position. They know them. I don't need to mention name. And those warmonger elements are not, in my view, serving the interest of Belgium. They are following and carrying out the interest and agenda of Israel and Israeli lobby in Belgium. And the last point, Iran values friendly relation, normal good relation with Belgium, and we believe that both countries need to preserve their historical relationship. Iran is not enemy of Belgium, and we hope that the Belgium government reconsiders and reviews its unfriendly position and stance against Iran and Iranian nation. This position does not help in any way in the prosperity of Iranian nation. Thank you.
Merci, Monsieur l'ambassadeur, merci.
Thank you very much. Thank you.